All right, let's talk about getting to financial freedom. We're going to dive into the work of self-development expert Brian Tracy, who says that getting wealthy isn't about luck at all. Instead, he says it comes down to following two simple but absolutely non-negotiable ironclad rules. So let's see what they are.
But before we even get to the rules, I have a question for you. Are you really in control of your financial future right now? It can be a tough question to answer, I get it. But being completely honest with yourself is the very first step to making a real, lasting change.
And that leads us right to Brian Tracy's core idea. He says financial freedom belongs to those who can completely control their own finances. It's not about chance, it's about becoming the captain of your own ship. So how do we actually grab that control? Well, it all boils down to two incredibly powerful rules.
Okay, here we go. Rule number 1, and this is a game changer. It completely flips the way most of us think about money. It sounds so simple, but everything hinges on actually doing it. You have to pay yourself first. This isn't just a friendly tip, it is the absolute bedrock of building wealth.
The secret here is all about the sequence. See, most people get paid, they pay their bills, and then they hope to save whatever is left over, if anything's left at all. This rule flips that script completely. The second that money hits your account, before you even think about rent or groceries, the very first move you make is to shuttle 10% over to your savings. Then, you figure out how to live on the 90% that's left. That little switch in the order of operations, it changes everything.
So let's zoom in on that number, 10%. Tracy says this is the critical starting point. And you have to reframe what this means in your head. It's not that you have 10% less to spend, no. This is the very first seed you are planting for your future. It's the ultimate investment in the most important person in your life, the future you.
And where does this 10% go? Not just into your regular checking account. Tracy gives it a powerful name, your personal wealth fund. I want you to think of this as a totally separate, untouchable fortress. Its only job is long-term growth. This fund is what will guarantee your financial future no matter what happens.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Live on 90%? I'm barely making it on 100%. But this is where you tap into a really cool feature of human psychology. We are incredibly adaptable creatures. The moment that 10% is automatically moved out of sight, you will be shocked at how quickly you just adjust. You'll naturally start spending based on what's left, and pretty soon, you won't even feel the difference.
And what happens once you get this habit locked in? It starts to grow. You might start at 10%, but as you get more comfortable, maybe you can nudge it to 15% or even 20%. And to see the absolute extreme of this, the source material points to a retired NBA player who managed to save an unbelievable 75% of his massive income. That just goes to show you what's possible when this becomes a real habit.
Okay, so you've got rule 1 down. You're saving consistently. Now it's time to power up. Once you're saving that money, the next move is to protect it and make it grow even faster. Rule number 2 is your secret weapon, legally and smartly using tax benefits to your advantage.
First, you have to understand what you're up against. Most places use what's called a progressive tax system. This doesn't mean all your money is taxed at one high rate. Think of it like climbing a ladder. As your income goes up and hits different rungs, or brackets, the extra money you earn on those higher rungs gets taxed at a higher and higher percentage, sometimes all the way up to 35%.
And this is what that can look like. If you're a high earner and you don't have a plan, you could literally see more than a third of your income just vanish into taxes. That is a huge chunk of your potential wealth fund that's gone before you even had a chance to save it.
So this really gives you a choice between two very different paths. You can just earn your money and pay whatever the tax bill says. Or you can strategically use the legal deductions that are available to you. I promise you, the difference between these two choices over a lifetime is absolutely massive.
To make this super clear, let's use a real example from the source. For a high earner in Thailand making over 5 million baht, that's around 140,000 US dollars, they could be looking at a tax bill of about 1.75 million baht. That's almost $50,000. Wow, that's a staggering amount of money that could have been invested for your future instead. So how do you fight back? Well, the source points to one really common strategy: investing in specific types of mutual funds. And all that is just a managed collection of stocks and bonds. In this case, by investing in these funds, you can get a tax deduction of up to 15% of your income. Sure, there are rules like you have to hold it long term, but the result is so powerful. Money that would have just gone to taxes is now being put to work growing for your future.
So as we wrap this up, the message here is crystal clear. Your financial future isn't about some lucky break or what fate has in store for you. Nope, it is the direct result of the simple disciplines you put in place starting today. The control is 100% in your hands.
So let's recap that first iron rule one more time. Before a single dollar goes anywhere else, you pay yourself. You move at least 10% of every paycheck into that personal wealth fund. Make it automatic. Make it non-negotiable.
And the second iron rule: don't just save your money, you gotta protect it. Be proactive. Look for and use all the legal tax deductions you can, like investing, to lower your tax bill and keep more of your own money working for you. And all of that brings us to the final and really the only question that matters now. You have the blueprint. You know the rules. So, what is your first concrete step toward financial freedom going to be?